I think it's important for us to pause and think, man, what have we been through in the last year as an organization, as a business, professionally, right? Because it really helps, especially for us as a newer, I still kind of think of us as a newer business. I know we just celebrated our 8th anniversary this last year, but I still think of us as a new business. Um, I don't know when I won't feel that. Maybe it's when we get to, I don't know, get to a different cadence rhythm. But I think of us as a newer business, and I think that as we're reflecting on things, it really helps us see where we've grown and how where we've done well, and where we need to do better.
Yeah.
And so I spend a lot of time at the end of every year kind of going through, the fun data, thinking through like numbers. And I'm not really a numbers person per se, but when I go through the data, I do find it quite interesting to help me kind
Yeah.
of reflect on um, what we've done. Because I don't know about you guys, but as we think about the clients we serve and the things that we do, sometimes it can all run together in my brain.
Yeah, I saw the numbers recently, and it really just paints a different picture.
Hmm.
Because I'm very visual, but the data points really did, like, I don't know, it's like a different weight to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because I remember looking at the data points and seeing the numbers, right, and I was like, I didn't think I mean, I know, like, that we've done a lot, but then
Hmm.
seeing it, actually in a measurable way,
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, we
It's
didn't
really
even."
gratifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look what we were able to do together. Our collaborative efforts resulted in these numbers.
Yeah.
And that really puts a definition to who we are as an organization. So when you guys have all had time to look at the numbers, was there one in particular number set or data point of, especially in the client serve data, um, was there one of those that kind of stood out to you in particular that you're like, man, that one really made me think?
The one that we provided 814 group and class hours
Okay.
was just, like, very I don't know, it's such a collaborative effort, but that's
Mm-hmm.
such a big number, and
Yeah.
that's just direct time with clients, serving them and
Yeah.
being with them, and I don't know, it's just so cool to think about
Yeah.
that one specifically.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of time invested because that's just the time we were working with the clients directly.
Right.
That doesn't even count the prep time
That's true.
that we invested in
Oh,
all the clients.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I
Wow.
think if we think about, we talked about the 814 hours, right? But for every hour, I'd say we invest at least one or two, probably more like two more hours for work for every hour into that program. So it'd probably be at least double that in
Right.
prep time. So when you add that together, we have another 1,600 hours we invested, plus the 800. So now we're up to 24 hours invested. That's a lot of time.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
The time number isn't what stood out to me the most. It was the savings to
Mhm.
clients. That one stood out to me just as we've grown and we, offer individual based
Mhm.
like fees for care, and just seeing that we how well we've worked with clients and
Mhm.
met them where they're at. And
Yeah. Yeah, I think let's expand a little bit on that for those who are listening and don't really understand how we operate as an organization is we really are intentional about what we charge or any fees that are associated with anything we do because what we really believe is continuity of care for as long as the client needs.
yeah.
And we want to make sure our fees or that are associated with anything we do, it really works with their individual budget. It's not a set like, it's very unique. We do what we call a negotiated rate with each client. And so when we do that, it gives space because the average cost of counseling, do you guys know what it is? Average cost of counseling in Indiana is?
I don't know what it is in Indiana, but I know it can be like well over $100,
Mm-hmm.
and for classes and groups, it's even more
Yeah,
than that. That's just like what I said is just the individual rates I've seen,
right.
so it gets pretty high. And per hour.
Yeah, per
Yeah.
hour, yeah, so right now it's anywhere between, like you said, 100 to about 2 to 250 nationwide is kinda like the average in that it's a big swath, right? But here in the state where we're geographically located, it's like that 125 range. So when we look at the number of hours we provide and we put that in a dollar number, we provided $68,000, $68,625 is what we provided in counseling services. And then when we look at the groups, we provided $40,000 in groups services out there. But Taylor, to your point, so that comes to like a little bit over 108, almost $109,000 that we provided in service when we put it in a dollar value, right? But to your point, how much we were able to provide, what percentage of that did we provide at no cost to our clients? Well, so what percent was covered by the organization versus the clients?
91.5%.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a test question.
I
I
was
didn't
like,
prepare you well. It's okay. So yeah, 91.5%, right? Was covered by the organization. So that's, so we were blessed by so many people who came together to help meet those needs. The Lord really showed up in that and
Yeah.
really helped us do that. So that was pretty powerful. I thought so too, as I was working through those numbers. Were there other numbers that you guys resonated with you at all? If whether it's in the client data numbers. I looked at I love that we had 109 new intakes this year. And one of the things that I love that we do with our clients is we give them a welcome gift. So it meant we gave out over 100 welcome gifts provided to our clients. And so I think that's pretty special.
yeah.
They get a journal and all kind of things that are really personal to help them start working through their journey, as you guys know. And so I mean, I just love that part of what we do. I think it's so special.
Yeah. Oh, I love walking in after the welcome meetings after they've had their intake session, and sometimes they're crying, and sometimes they're, but
Mhm.
there's always a heaviness, and then I walk in with a little gift bag, and I'm like, here you go. We're not just sending them out,
Right.
that way that their first
Yeah.
time meeting us. So I think it's really helpful, and I think they feel really taken care of when we do that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun when like you ask me to like, oh, someone's dropping by to pick up a gift bag, like, and they're always like, oh wow, and they keep looking and like, oh wow, a book and a
Yeah.
journal and pens, and they're
Yeah.
always very grateful and excited, and it's fun.
Yeah. We love loving on our clients. I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
something that we all enjoy doing, loving on them and showing that they have value, that they're not just another number. We want to care for them well, and I think part of that is through the welcome gifts and the welcome meetings, and we just, as if you're listening to us, you're hearing us use the word welcome a lot. It's because we want people who come through our doors to feel very welcome.